Hello and welcome to another midnight showing. As always, I'm Kelly, and as you can see, I got no one else to do this with me this week, so... shit. I just got out of Fury. Oscar fodder if I ever saw it. This movie is trying so hard to be Saving Private Ryan. It really is. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but okay. For those who don't want any kind of spoilers, because this is going to go very spoiler heavy, because there are a lot of things that just irked me in the wrong direction. So many things. I even got this for later. And for those at home, yes, I just painted that silver for a prop. It's fake. It's a baby. But yeah, for those who don't want to, I'm not going to act like it's not worth a watch. It's not for the faint of heart. There's a lot of violence, explosive violence, a lot of blood. Well, actually, there actually wasn't that much blood. There's one guy who lost a leg, but yeah, it's pretty violent. It also swears a lot. Apparently, no one knows how to say any other word except for fuck in this entire movie. So, yeah, it's worth a watch. In theaters is up to your discretion, though. I would personally wait until it gets to Redbox. It's just Oscar cannon fodder. It really is. It's trying so hard to win an Oscar that it's not necessarily a good movie. Critics are going to eat this up. They really are. They're going to praise it. But I'm smart enough to know when I'm being spoon-fed something. And this film spoon-feeds me a lot. Now, if what they were spoon-feeding me was good, then I wouldn't complain. But there were times when I was laying back in my chair, bored off my ass. It really was. So, I wouldn't recommend seeing it in theaters, but hell, you might. If you're a fan of any kind of war movie, you're going to enjoy this, no matter how stupid it gets at points. But for those who don't mind spoilers, let's go on. Starting with the good. The good, surprisingly, the acting was a lot better than I was going to give it credit for. I wasn't worried about, Brad Pitt or anybody inside of the poster except for that one misnomering. The one that we all like to bitch about. His name's LaBeouf. And I don't know, I'm kind of mixed on his acting at this point. And then this film just kind of skewed me in the wrong way. Just from all the characters in general, but I'll get to that. The acting is well done. The acting is well done. The script is the problem. But the acting is very well done. Brad Pitt is not the main character of this, so top billing, really, he's supporting at best. And it's not Bryan Cranston from Godzilla bad, where they use him to sell the movie then kill him off. No, he's there the entire time, but he's supporting the real main character. Crap, I stayed after to see the guy's name. I know I've seen him in a bunch of stuff before, but mostly as just like a teenage actor, and this is one of the first times I've ever seen him in an actual adult film. Lerner? I don't know. His name's Norman in the movie. I'm just going to call him Norman. He's the main character, and he was brilliant. He is by far the best part of this movie. Everything he does is very believable, very, very logical, and easy to, not just easy to follow, but easy to relate with. Okay, so the synopsis of the film. Basically, it's the end of World War II. They've landed on the beaches at Normandy, and then they're marching straight through Germany. We're following one battalion group, a tank battalion, through everything, but they just got their asses handed to them. Literally, the movie starts with them trying to repair their tank and get the hell out of there. They've won the battle, but they are not in any condition to go do anything. So the movie follows them, and they go into the standing base, I guess, command post, I don't know, to refuel, and try to get some sleep. No one ever sleeps in this film. But then they're giving a new guy to replace the one that they lost, which was a big hit for all of them, and that is Norman. He's the main character. It follows him. It's his struggle through all of this last part of the war, and showing that war is not pretty. Again, Saving Private Ryan, Schindler's List. Do I even need to go on? This is just cannon fodder. Okay. We'll get to that rant in a minute. But his acting and Brad Pitt's are on a whole nother level compared to everyone else's. Everyone else is good, decent, what they need to be before they inevitably get the Attack on Titan Walking Dead treatment, where they get killed off. Oh, there's no honor. There was no build-up either. Killing people suddenly has an effect. Killing people for just saying killing people, I can't get invested in that. And it bugs me. But, again, we'll put that in the rant for later. Brad Pitt and Leonard, God, I'm going to put this in the film, or inside of this video, just so you guys know who the hell I'm talking about. Let me put a picture right there, hopefully. But, their acting is way up there, and they are just the best parts of this film. Other things that were good. The effects. A lot of practical effects were used. It's a wartime movie, so you're going to expect something like that. The explosions were all real. There weren't CGI ones. There was one little thing, I'm not sure if it was, I'm going to call it bad or not, but all of the gunfire in this is color-coded. Yeah, they mentioned that there's tracer rounds every 5 rounds, so you know what you're aiming at, and the military does do that. So kudos for accuracy there. But at the same time, really? All of the good guy gunfire is red and all the bad guy gunfire is green? It really, really does show, especially inside the climax. I'm trying to get invested in the fight, and all I can think of is, it's red versus green! It's distracting. Now, if they had made it a little bit more fast-paced, probably wouldn't be an issue at all, but it's still distracting. But aside from that, the effects were really good. The explosions were all real, I already mentioned that. They actually did decimate an entire building on a soundstage. I was rather impressed by that. What else is really, really good? The directing was not bad. I'm not going to put out there that it was good either, but it wasn't bad. As I keep saying, this is Oscar cannon fodder. So a lot of the shots you've seen in other films and done better, but he's not done worse. Well, I guess it's inevitable. It's time to move on to the bad. And 90% of this bad just goes back to this is... Here, eat your medicine. Eat your medicine. It's good for you. It's good for you. War is bad. I don't like being fed things. I don't. You can play a movie a lot subtler than this. And this movie was not subtle at all. Well, it's war, and war is not subtle. War is explosions, is death. It's the inevitability that we're all going to die. Do you need to make our military look like jackasses to do it? Now, I'm not gonna say anything about... I've taken many a history course. Both AP English and AP History inside of high school, and I've taken history inside of... I've taken Western Civilization inside of college, okay? I have a better understanding of history than most people. And a lot of the shit they pulled in this film was downright criminal, disrespectful to the armed forces in every way, shape, and form. It really was. Not from Brad Pitt or the main character. They are perfect in this film when they're acting. Norman being a guy thrown into a situation that he really should not be thrown into. He's a goddamn typewriter, a military typist who got transferred out to the front lines. Does this shit happen regularly? I'm not really sure on that. The setup kind of bugged me a bit, but it wasn't bad. And Brad Pitt being the man who's fought through every single freaking front in the entire war to get to this point. He shows what a battle-hardened commander is. And at the very beginning, he does show that he is suffering from basically PTSD. He hears the marchings and just feels it coming on, he goes behind somewhere where nobody will see him, and he just focuses and gets it out of his head. That's very, very well done. I kind of wish that it made a return in the end, but I can see how it was a side note, just to show that, yeah, he's been there, and it was very well done. The rest of the goddamn crew, on the other hand, Shia LaBeouf, I'm just called by their names, Bible, Cool Ass, Grotto, he's Mexican. It was supposed to be racist, but it's... God damn it, these guys are the opposite end of the extremes. You got Shia LaBeouf, and I'm not going to say that this was necessarily bad, because he acted it very well, and he tried to make it as real as possible, which is something I haven't seen out of him in years, since even Steven's years. He actually felt like he was trying to put something into the fucking role, and he's trying to be this Bible man that doesn't make any sense with what they're doing. But then he pulls the same shit as the other two, who are the dumbasses who just do stupid shit. I mean, when the bullets start flying, they work as a cohesive whole. They really do. And that was one of the better parts. The climax is a very, very good thing, if not for the fact that you can't see anything because it's fucking night. They try to make it, oh, well, they can't see anything either. Yeah, but you're a fucking movie. You can do it and, let the audience know and not have the characters see. You can do something to... I don't know who's shooting at who in the climax. Okay, I do, because I follow movies better than most people. But there were times when even I got lost and like, okay, they're going in that trench. Wait, wasn't that on the other side near the house? No, that was the other side. Okay, they went for the hill. How the hell did they go for the hill? This is open land as far as the eye can see. Oh, they're throwing down smoke grenades. Why didn't you show them throw those down at the beginning of the fucking fight? No, let's show it at the end, and then somebody can... Oh, that's what they were doing. No, it wasn't. No, it's... And again, this is all cannon fodder. It's just a spoon food you. Give me an Oscar. Give me an Oscar. You want an Oscar? You want an Oscar? Fucking earn it! And this movie does not earn that. It's going to get nominated. Watch it. I am calling it right here, right now. At least a supporting actor nod, a best actor nod, and that would be one that I would actually get behind. A best director nod is going to get inside of there, and I guarantee you a best cinematography not. I don't know if anything else is going to get inside there, because everything else was just dumb, but those are the ones I'm calling right now. But back to the acting. The rest of the crew are the most unlikable pieces of stereotypical military garbage you can think of. Shia LaBeouf is the good man. He's the one that you're supposed to like. He's the Bible man. He's quoting all the Bible verses and swearing on the holy book that this is what God wants. And you think my accent is bad? Well, try having that actually being presented to you in this fucking film. That bad. And then the other two, Gordo and Cool Ass. You've seen them in a bunch of films. You know who they are. Even if you don't know their names, like, oh yeah, I know that guy from that film. They're typical supporting actors who are in these big budget productions who don't really get all the credit they deserve. But yeah, they're the jackasses that screw shit up. They're the ones that aren't human. The ones that you can't relate with. Oh, it's supposed to be that the war has broken them so bad that they don't do anything human. But then you try to give them human choices and make them seem like they have a soul. The only time that any of the other supporting actors inside this goddamn crew give anything that feels legitimate to me throughout this whole thing is when Norman and Cool-Ass have to go and search a barn because their tank gets stuck at the crossroads that they're supposed to be protecting. They go to check out the barn or house that they're at to try to figure out make sure that there's no enemies inside. They go inside and it's an old first aid station for the Nazis. There's dead bodies everywhere. It's obviously been abandoned for a while. And they're in there, and Norman just asks if they can leave yet. Because obviously he's uncomfortable. It's day fucking 2 for him. I don't even know if it's day fucking 2. They don't show any passage of time when they're driving the tank around. If they'd done that, I would have known how long this guy was in the military. For all I know, he could have been there for 2 weeks at this point. Or 20 days. Or a year. I don't fucking know. But going by the logic, it's probably day fucking 2. But he goes in there, and after all the stupid shit he pulled up to this point that was pissing you off, or at least pissing me off, he just pulls it back and he just delivers a little monologue saying, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for how I act. I realize that you're a good man, but I don't think any of the rest of us are anymore. And as much as I give you shit for that, that's very real. It was delivered very well, and it was very relatable. It's the only time that this character even felt like he was a character. It felt like he was a person. It felt like that there was some effort being put into it from the screenwriting level. And I emphasize that because these actors are giving 110%, but these other characters were afterthoughts. The only good written parts are Brad Pitt and the main character Norman. Everybody else is just there. There are several moments when Brad Pitt interrupts them while they're talking to Norman. After their first skirmish together, after their second skirmish together, after they take the town on the way to the crossroads, which is in the climax. There are times when they tried to do something, but then Brad Pitt shows up and we're moving out, get ready. Okay, what was the point of that scene? And you want to talk about pointless scenes. The fucking town. When they're clearing the town, it's very, very well done. It's well shot. It shows the Germans trying to keep them out of the city, but it's showing hung children everywhere. And in German it says they're a coward because they wouldn't fight in the army, which I was actually able to partially translate due to me being able to watch Canford. I know what Canford means, so I was able to verify that for once they didn't just write random words up there like I've seen in other films. But pointless scenes after they take the town and everyone starts partying. This is where my little fucking gun comes in, showing just how much of an asshole our military as a whole is. After they take the town and rightfully pick out the person who hung the children and fucking burn him. See, that moment was very, very well done. That made me smile. And I shouldn't be smiling at that, because it's evil and wrong. To get a child killer? Yeah, he can go burn in hell with molesters for all I care. After that, they all start getting drunk and partying, enjoying their well-earned rest with all the German women who, well, surrendered and are just happy to be alive at this point. They thought everyone's gonna die. The people inside all surrendered. It was okay, that's okay. Hey, look, they found a piano. They dragged out. Oh, and they're having some music. Oh, they're getting drunk. Oh, they're starting to shoot their guns in the air for like, America! Yeah, I got German girl, America! They're throwing grenades into the piano for shits and giggles. Are you fucking kidding me? This isn't real. This isn't relatable. This is dumb. I'm not going to act like that it doesn't happen in our military, but our military is a lot fucking better than this. They keep that shit to a minimum at best, if not at all. They don't let that happen. Their commanding officers don't just ignore them when they pull that shit. Oh, but they do. You want to hear about all these stories that I completely made up on bullshit land because I saw it in a movie once? This is where that shit gets down, and it's disrespectful to the men and women that died in that war. I'm sorry. That just pissed me the fuck off. And I do not want to underplay this at all. So if you even think for a second that I am exaggerating this, no, I'm not. Because there's another moment. And this is the moment I was building up to, which is why I really fucking hate this crew. And where Shia LaBeouf's character completely goes out of what kind of character he's trying to set up and joins them. Trying to patch things with Norman. They want to make a man out of him, so they got a whore for him to sleep with. Not really knowing that Brad Pitt actually they found a place where two German women were resting, hiding. They go inside and try to clear the area. They're lying, they're scared, they're obviously scared. And after they've determined there's no threat here, Brad Pitt just sits down and pulls out some stuff out of his bag, eggs, smokes, and tells them to start cooking. Oh, he invaded their house. He's forcing work. No, he's not. He's trying to give them a moment of peace when all they've heard is gunfire for the last 2 days at least. And when all the shit starts happening down in the freaking courtyard with the exploding pianos and guns in the air, he tells them to get away from the fucking windows before they shoot you. And he's trying to be a real person. And it leads to a kind of forced Norman sleeps with a German girl type thing where he falls in love. No, he's trying to he didn't know what to do. Brad Pitt basically orders him in there in a pretty funny way. And when the other German lady tries to stop him, he just tells the German lady, let them be. They're young and they're alive. Let them be. Okay, someone who's seen the real side of war and trying to make some kind of peace, that makes sense. They're having a good meal together, and it's just the other guys bust in there. They're, come on, Norman, time to make a man out of you. They even found fucking props. Gordo's in a top hat, and he has a pimp cane. In 1945. But yeah, after they realize that he's already slept with this girl, they are going out of their way, including Shia LaBeouf's character, who would not do this, to fucking ruin this moment. To just, to tell that he started pulling the stupidest shit, banging on the piano, throwing shit around, treating the other girls with disrespect, just grabbing their faces, treating them like fucking meat, and just sitting here. What the fuck is wrong with this situation? Well, one, it would never happen. If this crew really does respect them at all, they will shut the fuck up and they will let it be. They will. Oh, he's not good enough for it? We'll establish that this crew doesn't really like each other and they're not comrades. No, they're fucking family. They'll do anything. They'll sit in a fucking tank when they've got 300-ass soldiers on their ass coming from all directions where there's no chance of survival because they stick together. They don't run away. Except for in this scene where they can just come in here and grab all of the ladies' food, lick it, put it back on their plate and say, eat it. Yeah, that actually fucking happens. Start telling gross war stories about them having to execute fucking horses for 3 days in 200-degree weather in the middle of fucking Africa. Yeah, that's just... At one point, Brad Pitt's character literally goes over and says, you guys are doing everything you can to ruin this for me. I'm trying to enjoy my meal and you're doing what you can to ruin it. But I won't let you. Not you, and not you. And then tries to go back to it, and they just keep going at it. The fuck? This is so out of character, especially for Shia LaBeouf's character, who defends Gordo in trying to explain these gruesome details about how they executed the horses and shit. It's so forced, contrived, and disgusting. Military. I don't care if you're on the German side of World War II. I don't care if you're on the American side of World War II. I don't care if you're on the Canadian side. I don't care if you're on the Brits or the France or the African. I don't fucking care. This was just a bad scene. It was not well written. The direction was questionable, and its importance is completely arbitrary. There's no important. You could cut that entire segment out of the film and nothing would change. It doesn't impact the crossroads, the climax of the crossroads. It doesn't impact what they're doing inside of the town. It doesn't impact the characters. The part that really impacts them is when they get orders saying that they're going to have to leave and defend the crossroads, and as they're packing up, freaking German airstrike comes through and blows up the building the ladies are in. Yeah, they blew up the building. That was a very, very good effect. That they actually blew up a building. It's rare to see that. They so often just CGI it. No, they actually blew up a building. But yeah, and Norman runs over and sees the girl he slept with, the girl that he is actually getting along with, buried in the rubble. He tries to dig her out, and the others pull him away because they know it's over. The whole meal scene there, people could praise it. Critics will praise it. It's so forced, it's so contrived. It makes our military look like jackasses. It makes people who've seen war like they're some kind of monsters when they're not. I don't know. Maybe I'm blowing it way out of proportion. Maybe I just am getting over my own thing. Maybe this doesn't mean shit. America, go join the fucking army to prove this movie wrong. And there were some really, really stupid... There's some shots that you can obviously tell early inside of this film as cannon fodder. Like the one where the tank runs over the body that's embedded in the ground so much because it's been run over so much that it's... no Yeah, next time you're going to do that, make sure that you actually not pick something so plastic looking. Make it, a little bit realer. I don't know. You could mix in a couple of shots of an actual dead guy laying there instead of your plastic tarp. I swear to God, I actually saw the edge of the tarp on. But there's a bunch of scenes like that where they're showing a lot of POWs inside of a barricaded area. There's this panning shot where they're all looking. I've seen this in other war films. Again, Saving Private Ryan. Again. Hell, Battlefield Los Angeles had more dignity than this, and it was just trying to tell a great war story involving aliens. Was it great? You can argue that it wasn't. I personally think it was okay. It was well done and well shot, and it shows the gritty realism of war. Better than this fucking film did. So, as you can see, I'm really torn on this. There's parts of it that I love, like Brad Pitt, and the guy that played Norman, who I really hope gets a Best Actor award. He is the lead in this film, not Brad Pitt. Do not let anybody do it. Brad Pitt has top billing on this film, next to Shia fucking LaBeouf, who gets the most lines out of the crew, but nowhere near as much screen time as fucking Norman. There's no reason why he should be second bill. Really, there shouldn't be. But if you're looking for a good wartime movie, again, probably go see the classics. Go see the ones that did it right. Don't necessarily see this fucking film. But if you're looking for one that you want to see in theaters, this was done okay. It was done well enough. It had a lot of great moments inside of it. You just had to grudge yourself through the trenches of the bad that are littered throughout the film. So, in conclusion, you can go see it in theaters. I wouldn't recommend it. Wait for the DVD. And hell, if you want to even just buy it, again, this is Oscar fodder. I guarantee you by February, fucking February, it'll be $5 on the discount rack. But I'll just leave it at that and call it a night and see you all next time.